Set up today and get access to over 700 Going in Raw bonus episodes, our monthly Big Blue predictions challenges, and the ability to ask questions at Going in Raw. We also offer the Steven Larson comic book and exclusive Friendo Club t-shirt. Just hit join here at youtube.com/Steven Larson or go to patreon.com/Steven Larson to sign up. Hey, friendo, Steve here.
Hey, Larson.
And welcome back to Going in Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to. On today's episode, we've got the lowdown on the Penta debut there in the WWE. Also, we got a brand new, first time ever women's Intercontinental champion, and all the other things that happened on Raw, both during. So you were talking during the pre-show about the things that we didn't get to see because we are being punished by being Americans by WWE because they run stuff during commercials.
Yeah.
That we don't get to see because we get commercials, but internationally they show this stuff.
They do.
So do we have notes on that stuff?
Well, near as I could tell, I don't recall any New Day stuff happening during the show.
No,
unless they cut stuff out of the VOD. They take some commercial breaks out, which is nice.
No New Day stuff happened. Yeah.
No, and then there was no Pure Fusion Collective. There was an interview with them.
Oh, they did do a Pure Fusion Collection interview. Okay.
And then Logan Paul video, but we don't really need to see that anyways.
Oh yeah, I don't care about that. I'm cool with them taking that out. I don't
yeah,
need to see
I'm
that
the
guy.
same. What is in the notes here, courtesy of Chris Garrix, does a great job with these notes. Thank you.
Because Chris is up in the Canada land is where he is.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so yeah, we're gonna have the lowdown on all that. First up, let's just bring this up really quick because let me take a look at the notes here. I don't even know if the episode was 2 hours and like 34 minutes. I think is when I looked at my thing. It said 7:34.
Yeah.
I was surprised in a pleasant way.
Oh yeah.
Pretty cool.
Because obviously we both subscribe to Fightful Select. Go subscribe to Fightful Select, and they usually have the rundowns for Raw.
Yeah.
Day of, and listed there I believe was Finn and Damian in the street fight. So I get home, I turn on Raw about 7:25 or so, 7:30, and I'm like, it's only 7:30. Why is this match happening now? They're gonna have like a main event promo segment or something. And I start going through the notes that courtesy of Chris. And I'm like, oh, they had Punk come out already. I don't know what else they're going to have. Show ends. I'm like, oh, yeah. It's not always going to be 3 hours.
Right.
But that gets me to thinking sometimes, though. Some of the stuff they have during commercial breaks, why don't just have on the show, especially an episode like this, where they're short of the 3 hours? Now, I understand they got to fill something for commercial breaks for people here in the U.S., so the international audience has something other than just like a, please wait screen or something like that. Like a getting started screen like I used to have with just font up. Obviously that's not going to cut it.
Yeah.
But it'd been cool to see, what they're doing with the New Day story on Raw, as opposed to simply just reading the transcript. Give us another women's match. Something.
They could have made the Intercontinental Finals longer than 8 minutes.
Yeah.
I think that would have been a good use of more time. But regardless, I'm sure there are still things, and I feel like people probably complain about that stuff enough, and if we kick it up enough, here on the show, maybe I'll make a short out of us complaining about it. But yeah, put that stuff on the actual broadcast somehow, some way. And I know, if you like your 2 hour and 34 minute episode of Raw Triple H, you can make it 2 hours and like 40 minutes. You could expand it by about 6 minutes and add some of that stuff there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, enough bitching about that stuff. Let's talk about the WWE debut of Penta. I thought we'll start here. From a production standpoint, boy, WWE knows how to do it right. They really know how to take kind of anybody. And Penta's already got all sorts of cool shit going on.
I mean, he's already got a 10 out of 10 presentation.
He really does. And, he comes out, he does a cool walk and everything. And just, it's kind of reminiscent of the La Parka back in the day.
A little bit, yeah.
And it's just, boy, They made him look so cool. A guy who already looks super cool.
Yeah.
But it just goes to show that if there's one thing, I'll never forget 99 when Jericho showed up in WWF and it was like, God dang, like they really know how to put on all the frills for a dude.
Yeah.
So I thought from a production standpoint, I thought it was awesome. What was the first thing that sort of stood out to you when you think about his debut?
Yeah, from the presentation standpoint, if anybody's going to have, a little their catchphrase before their theme, of course, is going to be Penta.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was a given. I know that's Def Rebel's thing, but of course, Penta's going to have that. Yeah, I mean, the backlighting, the dramatic entrance, the song wasn't bad.
I thought the song was fine. I saw some people. I don't know. I'm not much on Twitter all that much, but I did like a Wrestle Juice hot takes, a quick hot takes video thing. A lot of people were dogging the music. I thought the music was fine. And again, I made this point in that video. I was like, maybe my expectations are so dirt low for Def Rebel, but I thought it was fine.
Well, I think the baseline for WWE themes these days is, does it detract from their entrance? And
right.
Obviously the quality of the theme is subjective, but I didn't feel like it detracted from the entrance.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like the tone of the song, the rhythm of it was consistent with the energy of Penta. In that sense, I thought it was all really well put together. It almost looked like he was about to get a job out to his jacket for a second. He got out of that.
Yeah.
So I watched his entrance first on social media, and I was like, "Oh, come on, get your arm out of that sleeve, man."
I thought the same thing. He's going to be sitting there doing this.
Yeah, get your arm out of your sleeve there, man. Come on. Ah, you did it. Cool. Minor little speed bump in what is otherwise a really, really, really good debut. He got the win over Chad Gable in a really fun match. They gave it plenty of time. I thought his promo afterwards was great.
Oh, that was a 10 out of 10
Heartfelt.
promo.
He had his family sit in front row. They were emotional. You could tell he was emotional when he came to the ring.
Yeah.
Getting that reception. Super loud pop. Lots of chants for him. It's great because obviously he's been wildly successful any place he's wrestled.
Yeah.
He's won world championships in several promotions. He's been a champion basically everywhere he's been, as far as I'm aware.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's built himself up a pretty significant following. The Penta brand is strong, and it's good to see that on WWE with the crowd getting him such a great reception. That was awesome.
You know what's funny? The guy, especially last night, I realized this with the promo. It's that he is so unique in that he delivers this incredibly genuine, heartfelt promo last night with his family in attendance. He does it from the heart in both English and Espanol. And yet, he has got more mystique than 90% of wrestlers. How can a person be so grounded? Like, this is from his first fucking promo, man. So, and this is another thing that, again, not to dog them, but it's like, I never got a promo like this at AEW from Penta. And it's like, he goes out there.
Why do they have Alex Abrahantes doing most of the talking for the Lucha Brothers?
Right? So, like, yeah, the whole Penta says thing. Like, hey, last night, I didn't have anybody talking for him. I understood exactly what he's saying. Even when he was talking Espanol, and my knowledge of Espanol is incredibly limited. Pero I understood so much of what he said because of body language and certain keywords that I know from, my mother and
regardless
watching Narcos.
If you understood 10, 20, 50, 90%, you felt what he said.
You felt it.
You felt it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like, holy crap, this guy's got a family front row that are in tears. He's so grounded and yet so, like, he's got so much aura and mystique to him. It's an incredibly unique combination that I don't know if I've seen that before. And so it's awesome to see. And the crowd absolutely loves the guy. So, the sky is the limit for him in WWE. Will he, reach the highest of highs? Who knows? But I thought this was a terrific debut. And I really appreciate that the match that they put on last night was a fairly simple pro wrestling story match. Gable was working the leg, so Penta had to get out of that. And I like that they told a normal pro wrestling story for his first match. And yeah, just really terrific stuff. Obviously, Gable's the guy for him. And yeah, I thought it was just a 10 out of 10 debut. I really do. I thought this felt big. It felt awesome. Crowd loved it, gave it tons of time, and they let him talk on that mic seemingly for as long as he wanted to. And you have to respect that. You got to appreciate that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, as we've seen in NXT with Ethan Page, now with Penta on the main roster, WWE is actively positioning people that, without a doubt, AEW dropped the ball on.
Yeah.
As major stars.
Yeah.
Positioning them as they should have been positioned in AEW.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you give Penta the superstar treatment when he shows up with the presentation and the good match and the promo, and the sky's the limit.
Mm-hmm.
I think. I mean, is it going to be world champion next 3 years? I don't know. I'd love to see it. I've been a Penta fan for a long time, since I first saw him work in Lucha Underground. Because I think he has it all.
Mm-hmm.
But with a roster as stacked as WWE has right now, even just on Raw, I don't know. Again, I'd love to see it. The potential's there. But,
if they're going to do the thing with the world title, see, I think the world title is like, that's going to be the thing where if those reigns end up being like between 4 to 8 months, I think his chances are a lot more likely that that's a possibility.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But dude, honestly, like, if it is one of those things where if that crowd reception, because he does seem like the kind of guy who, as long as they keep him the way he is, the crowd's gonna get behind him. I think of another person that the crowd has really gotten behind, and it lifted him at the very least to a couple of world title shots. Now the U.S. Championship, he's not now, but he's going to be again. LA Knight, how like they couldn't stop that. They couldn't deny it. And the crowd just kept on telling WWE, this is what we want, this is what we want. They pop every time his music hits. And Penta has, and that's sort of where the similarities stop, obviously. He's not LA Knight.
But he has that X factor. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
He does have that thing.
Mm-hmm.
He's got that thing. And that goes a long way, especially now that Triple H is in a position where he's like, okay, I'm going to kind of listen to people as opposed to tell people what they want. So yeah, I think that there is absolutely the possibility that he's going to end up being, by the end of the year, Intercontinental. Look, by the end of the year, Phoenix is going to be back, and they'll definitely be tag champions. Now, if they're going to keep him, if they're going to put him together or not. You know, I think you probably and I agree on this. It's unfortunate for Phoenix what's happened to him, but fortuitous maybe in the long run for Penta, because this guy, I think, should have come in as a solo guy in the first place, because of the unique element of him.
Well, I think the same could be said for Phoenix too. You know, he's a phenomenally talented wrestler as well. You know, and I guess if they had come in together, or even, you know, staggered by a couple weeks, the issue could have been, all right, they're going to be seen as tag team wrestlers and just be stuck in the tag division. Now, if Penta gets, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 8 months to define himself in the WWE universe as a single superstar.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I would imagine they're going to motivate Phoenix coming to be from a storyline perspective, as in, you know, there's a situation where Penta needs help, gives his brother a call, he shows up.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is that going to put them in a situation where then, now you're tag team wrestlers? But the hope is, by that point, Penta is going to be so well defined as a single star.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You know, and if you have Penta on Raw, you know, Phoenix shows up, they do a program together to fend off whatever threats facing Penta. You have a transfer window. Phoenix goes to SmackDown. He gets to succeed as a single star too, because they're both phenomenal singles wrestlers. They're a fantastic tag team, one of the best.
They
But
are
they're just as good as singles wrestlers.
They are. No, and to be honest with you, I think they make more sense as singles guys. I really do. I mean, they're phenomenal tag team wrestlers, but like, and it's specifically Phoenix. I'm sorry, specifically Penta. And this is nothing against Phoenix at all, but Penta, Phoenix. And again, this is not a knock on him, but Phoenix is one of the great luchadors, right? Like he's got that luchador thing. Penta looks like he's from the goddamn future or something. He looks like a luchador from the year 3000. He's got that next level thing. He's got that other thing. That kind of I feel like I just always felt the guy as a singles guy more than a tag guy. Mm-hmm. But time will tell. We'll see. I don't think there's any wrong route you can really go with these guys as long as you listen to the crowd and they keep on putting on banger matches and they keep on showcasing what they have available. Because I think it's a lot. You mentioned the transfer window. What's up with that? What's going on with the old transfer window? That Drew McIntyre moved to SmackDown.
They made it kind of seem like that whatever transfers were going to happen would have happened by now. But it still seems to be this nebulous phase where, the transfer window, someone left it open. Maybe he went on vacation, accidentally left the transfer window open. Come back from vacation, realize, oh gosh, this window was open the entire time I was gone.
People are coming back and forth all through that window.
Yeah. Maybe Nia's going to be on Raw now, and Wyatt Six apparently on SmackDown.
So that's like determined, right? Like we got notice thanks to Karrion Kross.
That Karrion Kross says Wyatt Six, they're going to SmackDown. Miz, I hope he had nothing to do with this.
That is one, by the way, that is one of the stupidest, like, the transfer window to me just sounds like a bunch of paperwork, right? Oh, we're going to try. The Wyatt Six being transferred anywhere, like it's the Wyatt Six. They should just be able to go wherever they want to, like not fill out some forms.
What's the mechanics of them getting transferred to SmackDown? Does that happen at their request? Is this something where Nick Aldis makes a call to Adam Pearce and says, hey, let's work out a deal? Like, is it Adam Pearce going to Wyatt Six and says, all right, things have settled down now. I got a lot of issues with how you showed up here and basically killed everybody backstage, so I can't have you around here anymore. Like, right. Which one is it,
Yeah, right. Yeah, I know. Like, they've really, honest to God, dropped the ball in the Wyatt Six. Like that moment, I've talked about this endlessly. That moment when they were first a thing, when Bo Dallas just sort of is there in Pierce's office, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, what is that?" And it's like, "Oh, what are they doing here?" They're like people, they're wrestlers, but they got this, baggage with the Bo Dallas and the tragedy of Bray and all that kind of stuff. And then it's like they kind of hardly use them, never really around all that much, and now they're being transferred.
Yeah.
To SmackDown,
the feuds they were in didn't seem to have any sort of lasting impact either.
No, right, yeah. There was no punctuation there. So I don't know. Maybe, my glass half full, says maybe they're being transferred to SmackDown because they actually have a firm idea for what they want to do with them there. Hopefully. That's a possibility, I suppose.
Yeah. Hopefully. Hope so.
Anyways, we should probably, before we continue on, talk about the sponsor for this week's episode.
We should. Let's get after it, Steve.
All right.
Let's take a quick break here. Get a word from our sponsor, DraftKings Pick 6. Steve, the NFL playoffs are here, and with Wild Card Round in the books, time is running out to play DraftKings Pick 6. As the official daily fantasy sports partner of the NFL, DraftKings does fantasy sports like no one else.
And it's easy getting started with Pick 6. All you got to do is select 2 or more players and choose if they'll have more or less of a particular stat, like touchdowns, yardage, sacks, and more. And check this out. DraftKings is now making it even sweeter for first-time players. New Pick 6 customers play $5, get $50 in Pick 6 credits.
So win more cash on Pick 6. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app and use code RAW. That's code RAW for new customers to play $5, get $50 in Pick 6 credits. Only on DraftKings Pick 6. The crowd is yours.
All right, and we've got Bill Pick 6 here with some disclosures for Pick 6, so we're going to roll those disclosures now. Bill Pick 6, go ahead and take it away.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org in Connecticut. Must be 18 and over. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Pick 6 not available everywhere, including New York and Ontario. Void where prohibited. 1 per new customer. Bonus awarded as non-withdrawable Pick 6 credits that expire in 30 days. Limited time offer. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos.
All right. Thank you, Bill Pick 6.
Thank you.
So, yeah, we also have a new first-time women's Intercontinental Champion, Lyra Valkyria.
You know how to say her name. She's a new Intercontinental Champion. Lyra Valkyria. Let's hear it, Steve.
Lyra Valkyria. Getting closer. New Intercontinental Champion, Lyra Valkyria. Oh, look at that.
Thank you.
Got through it. Rushed through it.
Yeah, you can't do it. You've been able to do it this whole time.
I don't think so. Anyways, really fun match. 8 minutes long. They really did jam a lot into that 8 minutes. Like, they got to it and they got to the point, and it was really, really terrific stuff. I do wish they had given double that time, but what we got was really, really good.
It was.
And yeah, I know there's a lot of. It's interesting again to see sort of what people are saying out there in the ether, but a lot of Dakota Kai fans out there disappointed in this outcome. I think I called Lyra from, like, I don't know, before this was even an official thing.
Yeah, once they had the brackets out, we were like, oh, it seems like Lyra's tournament to lose.
Mm-hmm, yeah. And but Dakota Kai, I mean, she's put in her dues for a very, very long time, so I understand that sentiment. There was no bad move here. But Lyra, clearly they want to establish this title as, hey, this is the title you're going to get banger ass matches with. That's what we got last night. And Lyra is that person. And hopefully she can build the prestige of the title in this first run and build up her own stock, her own brand, whatever you want to call it. Because I think the one thing that Lyra kind of needs to a degree is a character. She comes off as a very genuine character. What?
I mean, she does have a character.
Well, I think she needs to, that needs to be explored a bit. Like, what's the hook? What's the gimmick? What's the deal? You know what I mean?
The bird thing.
Yeah, you just exactly my point, man. You got to move kind of beyond that. Like, needs to be fleshed out a bit is my point. They haven't really given her much of an opportunity to do that.
Should she be like anthropomorphic bird?
That'd be something. Sure. Yeah.
Or be able to shapeshift.
Well, like maybe she disappears for a while. Yeah. And then people are like, where is she? And then they go and there's like behind some road cases, there's some eggs and she's protecting them.
All right. Or maybe she just turns into Raven and sits in the rafters and caws throughout the show.
Sting used to be in the rafters. Raven wouldn't be in the rafters. He'd be ringside.
No, not the wrestler Raven. That's her thing is apparently is Raven. She's supposed to be Raven. Like last
Scotty
night,
Polo?
She had the feather. Not the wrestler, an actual bird. Raven.
Billy Kidman.
All right, maybe another bird.
Diehard Homer's got it right. Is she Manimal?
Now she could change from human form to bird form. That's fascinating.
All right, man, come on. This is so bad. So yeah, I do think there's got to be some like a hook to her personality there. Absolutely.
All right,
and then she'll go further. You disagree with that?
No, I said I don't disagree with that.
Oh, okay.
I think any opportunity to further explore character and add dimension, I think is advantageous and a good idea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Who do you want to see her feud with first, man?
Becky Lynch.
I expected her to show up last night, by the way, during that Rhea Ripley segment with Nia Jax. I was like, we're going to hear the oh.
Yeah. Apparently she signed a new deal.
Yeah. They're going to keep her on ice for a year and a half like Authors of Pain?
I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't expect so.
Isn't that wild? Imagine just sitting there for 18 months getting paid.
I mean, it's not like Authors of Pain is doing too much differently now. They just happen to be in the arena.
Muted Mayday has it right. Lyra needs a catchphrase.
Well, I think it's cool when she makes her entrance and everybody does a whoop. That's cool.
Yeah, I think she's got everything.
Participation. I think that's great.
She comes off very genuine as a bird person.
Does. She does.
But yeah, there's got to be something there.
All right, what should her catchphrase be?
Oh man, bird is the word. Watch out for my bird droppings.
I'll give you another chance.
I don't know. I feel like I'm going to strike out.
Why don't you go ahead and try it? I'm ready to punch you out, Steve.
Why don't you go ahead and try it, man? Mr. Clever over here.
I'm trying to think of something else from like that's something about Ravens. No, of course, all I can think is the Poe thing, but then that's what Raven did.
Yeah, right. What about me? What about Lyra? There you go. Remember Raven? You say, "What about me? What about Raven? What about me? What about Lyra?"
All right.
There you go. That's horrible.
You go. Done.
That's terrible.
Done.
Who better than Lyra? Although Brian Cage already uses that one.
He does use that.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Am
Steve.
I out? Is that 3 and out?
Yeah, that's a strike. You got punched out. Sorry.
What if she just goes around making bird noises? Cry.
Something.
Oh, there you go. Cheese Man says, "Don't ruffle my feathers." That's terrible. That's awful. That's really bad.
All right, let's just jump into it. There's a lot to talk about here. So let's talk about Penta's debut, that segment. So Chad Gable makes his entrance. Apparently, during commercial break, he has a promo. Crowd's chanting, "You suck." And he says, "No, I don't suck. The 2025 version of Chad Gable is the best version you've ever freaking seen. You're talking to an Olympian. I know how to set goals and achieve them. Not that San Jose knows any of that. Let me tell you, I got a bucket list I'm checking off. It began with Otis when I snapped his ankle. Continues with whatever mass moron Adam Pearce found to get ruined by Chad Gable. Next, Chad Gable wins singles title in 2025. Mark my words. When I say I do something, I get it done, and there's a reason. I wasn't just born here. I wasn't just raised here. Chad Gable was made here. Lights go down. Penta makes his entrance. Yes.
And they have a match, and it's an awesome match. I really enjoyed this thing. Not so sure about I know this is going to end up being one of them Los Garza's conversations again. But the leg drop bouncing off the bottom rope.
Yeah.
Not my favorite move in the world.
You know, I saw that, and I wonder if the tension, like on the AEW rope, because at WWE, there's actual rope wrapped in duct tape.
Right, yeah, that's right.
That's what the ropes in WWE are, whereas in AEW, they say this all the time, it's steel cable or something like that. So if the tension's different, like he was expecting more rebound off the leg drop attempt. It didn't get any, and so he's like, all right, well, I got to salvage this somehow.
That could be. No, yeah, you're absolutely probably right on that. But yeah, otherwise, I mean, that just sort of stuck out to me. But otherwise, man, I love this match. I thought it was a lot of fun. Afterwards, he gets the win with a Penta driver. No,
so you're wondering what a finisher we'd use, and he's doing Made in Japan. Yeah.
Mm-hmm, yeah, right.
Which is an awesome move. I love that move.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, it's great. No, it's awesome. So afterwards, he gets an interview with Jackie. Congratulates him. He takes the mic. He says, "Thank you. I want to say thank you, San Jose. This is my new home. I knew everyone was waiting for this moment." He says, "The real truth is I've been waiting for this moment." He speaks some Espanol, thanks his familia. He says, "This is a new era, the very new era. It's the Netflix new era. No, it's the Penta new era. You know why? Yo soy que Penta cero miedo." And the whole crowd does it with him, and it's awesome. And he was even directing the camera guy. He's like, "Come closer. Aquí, por favor." Yeah, it's awesome stuff.
It was great. So then let's talk the Women's Intercontinental title final. They had a really good video package preceding the match, and Bayley was sitting ringside. She's from San Jose.
Hey, you know what, dude? I like that. This is kind of a new thing in the Netflix era. Wrestlers who aren't wrestling, they want to survey the landscape. They want to check out the show. They sit ringside. We saw that with Braun Breaker last night during the Sheamus Ludwig match. And Obafemi was there, and then Bayley. I thought that was really. I think it seems just like one big story is being told. I like that.
It does. So apparently she got an interview or a promo during commercial breaks. It says, "Hello, I have a lot of history here as a fan, as a champion. You guys mean the world to me. I had to be here, and maybe when I come back, I'll have a new title around my waist." So she looks over the Intercontinental title, and then so she starts talking trash about Michael Cole. Says, "Hey, big idiot. Pat, I'm sorry you got to do this every week. Every time we're in the back, he gives me crap. This is my hometown, so you better be nice." And then she gets the crowd to I'll call Michael Cole an idiot. And Cole says, "Oh, I'm starting to like her." Lyra makes her entrance. Match happens. Fantastic 8-minute match. Should have been double that time. And then Lyra gets the win, with the Nightwing.
Man, that suplex off the apron was awesome.
That was rough.
That was unexpected. It's like,
Lyra has one of the best running power bombs I've seen in a very long time.
Yeah.
That power bomb was nasty.
Yeah, it was great.
So then Adam Pearce gets in, hands the belt to Lyra, raises her arm, Dakota gives her a hug, raises her arm. 2, we get a bunch of pyro.
No Undertaker, though. What a bummer.
And pyro, when arms raised, title around the waist, signifying
Right.
this is the moment that's important that you need to pay attention to.
Right. Only because there's no Undertaker. If Undertaker was there, then that would have been the big moment. Then
With the
you
pyro, yes, not the title win.
Right.
Title win.
Title
Get
win, no
to
way.
Do the pose with the Undertaker.
Take her away.
That's the most important thing of that whole segment.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's where the pyro goes off. Pyro punctuates it, let you know this is the moment.
Undertaker, absolutely. So let's talk about it's Rumble declaration season, Larson.
It is.
We've
Steve,
got
are you in the Rumble?
Hold on, let me check.
I think
I'm
we're
waiting.
booked
I'm
that
waiting to see if I got the email. I got 9 new messages. Criterion Channel? No, that's not the Rumble.
day. Hey, man, that's great, though.
New
Criterion's great.
receipt from Apple. That is not it. I don't even know what that is. No. I'm not.
Well, we still got some time. We still got 3 weeks left, so.
I did not get into the Rumble yet.
I said you got time.
Waiting for my instructions on how to declare.
I think you just show up and do it.
If I do that, though, like if I try to hop the barricade and go declare, I'm going to get tackled.
But you'd have to have a microphone. You have to get the microphone and then say
Yeah,
it in
right.
the mic. You can't just like scream from your seat.
Uh-huh.
I'm in the Rumble. Doesn't work that way. You have to do it from the ring.
I know, exactly. I'm saying if I get to the ring, I can get tackled by people.
But if you get in the ring with a microphone, like an official
they
WWE
leave you
microphone,
alone?
and it's on, and you say it, people are like, who's this dude?
Yeah.
But he's
They'd be
got
like-
the mic.
They'd be like, John Cena already declared. And why does it look like he ate 50 donuts on his way to the arena?
You do have that advantage. You put on your Cena stuff.
They'll
People might buy it.
they'll hesitate for a second, huh?
Yeah, they will. So you have that working for you. Take advantage, Steve. You can declare for the Rumble.
Maybe I will. Yeah. Hey, Fear and Loathing's got it right. It says to come to the arena with my lav mic. Got to find a way to get that plugged into
Get it wired into the truck. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
So the show opens with CM Punk pulling up at a truck. He gets out, comes to the ring, grabs a mic, and he says, "That does my heart good, San Jose. Listen, before we get to CM Punk's business, I acknowledge all the firefighters, first responders in California, everybody helping fight this natural disaster, the fires down in Southern California. Canada, Mexico, we hear you and appreciate you." It's a good move by CM Punk there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
He says, "All right, your entertainment portion of the evening now. It's great to be alive on a Monday in San Jose. Netflix premiere, Soul Crush and Pressure. Did you watch the straight-edge superstar defeat the Messiah, Seth Rollins? Everyone has a lot on their minds. I have a lot on my plate, and one thing no longer my plate, Seth Rollins." So he talks about John Cena declaring for the Rumble. He says, "I'm going to declare for the Rumble now, too."
Yeah, man.
He still talks about that imaginary WrestleMania sign.
Yeah, the guy, mushrooms, I don't know what, but
Well,
you know,
no, I mean, he's straight edge, Steve.
that's right. Yeah. I don't know what would be causing this. Some sort of ARG situation,
I don't know.
fancy contact lens. I don't know what, but he
I don't know if he keeps
claims
seeing
that he
this.
can see the neon sign and nobody else seems to be able to see that. So I don't know, maybe somebody spiked something. I don't know. In any event, he sees it. And when he starts talking about throwing 29 people over the top rope, even though clearly he will probably be coming in the last 3 numbers.
Certainly the last 10th of the Rumble.
Right,
Yeah, the last 10 competitors of the 30. Yeah, so at that point, it's probably at least half the field to be tossed out there.
Right. So he says, play my song, but his song doesn't play. Instead, it's Seth Rollins' music. Punk's reaction to being interrupted is just my favorite thing. Yeah.
Bashes his head with the mic.
And as Rollins is coming down, he gets back on the mic and starts talking to Pat. He's like, why couldn't it be Rhea? Why couldn't it be somebody I want to interrupt me? Anyways, so Seth comes down. He takes off his sunglasses. He's got a black eye. Punk looks kind of pleased about that. He's like, look, I know you're not happy to see me, but you can't be surprised. I told you win, lose, or draw, I'd be in the middle of this ring. I'm a man of my word. If I didn't show up, that wouldn't be me. That would be you. Punk says, yeah, I'd still be the winner, right? And Seth says, I'd rather be the worst version of myself than any version of you. I lost a lot of matches, main events, title matches. I lost at WrestleMania, but last week was the worst loss of my career. So I've never been more disappointed in myself on the biggest stage of my life. I couldn't get the job done. The only thing I could do is seek redemption, and that's to take your WrestleMania dreams and flush them down the toilet. So he's being super petty. He's like, you beat me. He doesn't care necessarily about himself. He just wants to take it away from Punk.
Stick it to him.
Stick it to Phil. I'll take great pride in winning, but dumping your ass on my way to the main event at WrestleMania. And then, so they go out a little bit more. Drew's music hits. Punk's like, you got to be kidding me. So Drew comes out. He says, just when you think you can't get any more disgusting, selfish, self-serving, you go and top yourself. So Punk says, last time I saw you, you had tears in your eyes, bleeding and begging for your life. If you step one forward 1 inch, it'll take more than 15 staples to close your head. And he says, this might be a shock, Phil, but not everything revolves around you. I was talking to Seth. And so Seth's like, whoa. If you're talking to me, then his invitation becomes my invitation now. So don't you come down, I can stomp your head into this mat. So anyways, long story short, Seth and Punk both want to fight. And they're kind of on each other a little bit to fight, but they're mostly on Drew to fight. They're sort of in his direction. And Drew's like, all right, let's do it. And then he says no.
Drew is like, hey, all this is going on, yet Roman is consolidating his power once again. Mm-hmm. He's playing chess. The rest of us, everyone else, except for him, of course, is playing checkers.
Right.
He says, I'm always a reluctant hero. I guess I'll step up again. If there's only a way for someone to get in a match to go after the title to keep Roman from winning. And then he declares the Rumble, too.
So he declares for the Rumble. And decides not to fight Seth and Punk, so they're just in there awkwardly standing with each other.
Yeah.
So later on, though, more Rumble stuff. Seth is backstage. Kathy's like, hey, next week you have a match with Drew. And Seth's like, he's been needling for months. So next week, me versus Drew. I owe him for WrestleMania, so it'll be fun. And then she walks off. He bumps into Sami Zayn. Zayn's like, I heard what you said. If you want to talk, I'm here. And Seth's like, look, it was a rough week last week. Great week for you, though. Your boy Roman Reigns got the Ulafala back. Tribal Chief again, thanks to you. What's next? Help him win the Rumble? Help him beat Cody? You going to keep helping Roman? Or are you going to start helping yourself? So we get more with Sami Zayn later.
We do. First, yeet. Jey Uso stepping up to Gunther for that World Heavyweight Championship, so we see Obafemi, he's in the crowd, as Gunther makes his entrance. And he says, there's a lot of interest with the Netflix debut. Essentially, he says, wrestling wasn't good enough. Enter Ring General. This title, the World Heavyweight Championship, is the only thing worth fighting for, and I'm the champion, therefore I'm best, essentially.
Kind of felt like the old Gunther is back.
Yeah.
That being said, they gotta put in a lot of work to get him to back where he needs to be, where that title means anything.
Yeah.
Because everybody's talking about Cody's title. Nobody in that Seth Drew Punk segment was like, oh, we want that Gunther title.
I know.
You get the feeling that that's not the one they want to go after.
Huge drop ball having Cody go over at Crown Jewel. Anyway, so Jey makes his entrance. Says, did I hear you say you need someone to care for the World Heavyweight Championship? You're looking at a main event, Jey Uso. Says, Drew's behind me. Bloodline family drama's behind me. Just got me now. 101, Saturday night main event for the World Heavyweight Championship. So Gunther laughs at him. And he says, just to make sure, you're serious, right? So Jey yeets.
Yeet.
And Gunther says, I admire the courage challenging me, and I wouldn't be naive if I said I could hold on to it forever, but more so that you think that you're the guy to take it away from me. I want you to really understand this. We've wrestled twice before, and I've beat you twice. Jey, I know what you're capable of, and is a whole lot less than what I'm capable of. You're funny, you're entertaining, but when that bell rings, I'll expose you for the really talented tag team wrestler you are. Face it, you're not on my level. To you, main event is a nickname. To me, the main event is a place I belong. Think about it. But I would, if I were you, I'd stick to the yeet and stay out of the championship business. Saturday night's main event is fine with me, but the choice is up to you. So he leaves the ring, and then Jey says, hold up, I do respect you. Everything he said is true. You're better than me. Oh, he's saying what people say about him. Oh, he's better than me. He's not supposed to be here, not supposed to be in his spot. He's just a tag team guy. Yeah, I was scared to do it alone, but I wake up and I bet on myself because I'm still trying to earn my respect. Saturday night's main event, you're going to respect me, Oos. I'm going to beat your ass for the World Heavyweight Championship. It's just not a name. It's where I belong. Jey Uso belongs in the main event. Oh, sorry. It says, if you think Jey Uso belongs in the main event, give me a yeet.
And they do.
They do.
Is this a match you're interested in?
I mean, I don't really think Jay's going to win
No, he's not.
because he's already declared for the Rumble, I believe.
Correct.
So unless he's going to win the World Heavyweight Championship, get the Rumble, win that, and try to compete for the Undisputed title.
That'd be wild.
So no, I don't think he's going to win.
I don't either. We've seen this match, as Gunther says, we've seen this match twice. This is not really like, I don't think that anybody anytime soon is going to beat Cody. We'll see what his WrestleMania match is. If it's Cena, I think there's a chance. I think there's a chance that Cena breaks the record at WrestleMania. It'll be interesting how they approach that going in if Cena wins the Rumble. But like, we're at the point with Gunther where we need to start. They're putting him in there with like, you know, even if it was like Logan Paul at the Rumble, which I think there's been some rumbling about, I guess, or Logan Paul at WrestleMania, I don't think that's going to happen.
No.
Like in terms of like a title change happening,
You know,
you want some amount of drama or a hook where it's like, God damn, like even the Randy Orton thing, I was like, oh, this is good. You and I both thought from the get that this was a strong opponent for Gunther to beat. Yeah. And that's what they need for him. Either really strong opponents where it's like, yeah, Gunther's going to win this, but it's actually a really good notch on his resume.
Yeah.
But this is a guy that he's beat twice.
Yeah.
Jay hasn't really changed since then. He's really popular, so that's good. But like, yeah, it's not.
If it was a situation where they were building to this match and it happened at, say, WrestleMania, I would give Jay much better odds at winning. Granted, the sample size is very small. We've had one Saturday Night Main Event since they brought it back. It doesn't, at this point, necessarily feel like the show where huge title changes are going to happen, at least immediately, especially as we're building up to WrestleMania. Maybe in that lull between Mania and SummerSlam, they might have more exciting, drama-filled matches at that point.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't necessarily seem like that's the case right now, because if they're going to have a huge title change, why do it now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Save it for Mania. Save it for the Rumble even. The fact that this show is just a week before the Rumble, it just kind of seems like, well, normally we'd have Gunther defend the title at the Rumble, but we got 2-hour-long Rumble matches, plus we only put 5 matches on these pay-per-view cards nowadays. So defend the title at Saturday Night Main Event. Jay will be on the Rumble. Gunther, you get February 1st off.
Mm-hmm. You know what they should do? When Gunther beats Jay at the end of Saturday Night's Main Event, have him declare for the Rumble.
I'd be cool with that.
Look, clearly this is not the title anybody wants. I must have the title everybody wants.
This is clearly not the title everybody wants, including myself.
Including myself. So we'll talk about this really quick. PW Insider's reporting that Corey Graves will not be appearing on tonight's NXT.
That's interesting. He tweeted that he had a lot to say tonight.
He did, and that was on the heels of him tweeting out that he's not terribly happy about the demotion to NXT.
Understandable.
Yeah, he didn't look very happy when he was introduced last week as well.
He said in the tweet last night something about people don't think I'm famous enough to do my job.
Right.
The inference is that they sent him to NXT so Pat McAfee could do commentary on Raw.
So Pat McAfee could do that, yeah. So do you think there's any chance that this is fakey fakes? A work?
I thought that might have been the case when he tweeted, I got a lot to say tonight. I don't know. I mean, dude, last week he looked miserable being on NXT.
He did.
Miserable.
Yeah.
So at least the sentiment that he's upset about getting sent to NXT rather than doing commentary at either the main roster shows, I believe that 100%.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
He's probably not happy about it. Now, whether they're going to take that dissatisfaction, run with it with something, I don't know. History has told us that stories involving commentators don't exactly pan out that well.
Oh, you don't want to see a redo of heel Michael Cole?
Not at all.
Yeah, neither do I.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, if this is something, this is speculation. I'm really pulling something out of nowhere. If they use this to motivate his return to wrestling, because apparently a few years back he was cleared.
Yeah.
And maybe there's a story there. Otherwise, I'm assuming that he's just unhappy about it.
Yeah, dude, I don't know. I mean, I think that if it's a work, it's been a work from the beginning. Meaning, last week when he showed up in NXT, he intended to look like he didn't want to be there.
He did a hell of a job then, if that were the case.
Hell of an actor. And then these tweets would go along with that, and then him not being in the show would go along with that. And tonight on NXT, he'll show up in, the way like they did with what was the dude, fake Jack Perry,
Brooks
Jensen, yeah. How he's like sort of in the background, like he takes over the show or some shit that. And that's what I thought too. I'm like, oh, I hope this is a way to get him back into the wrestling aspect of things, because you don't want to think that somebody is basically, complaining their way out of a high profile job, because NXT, look, I don't know. Look, I'm not in his position. He's a grown ass man. He could do and say and act the way he wants to. You just, you hate to see when people aren't happy. I like Corey Graves. I like him a lot. I think he's really good at his job. And I'll be honest with you, I'd prefer him over Pat McAfee on Raw. I understand why they have Pat there. And there are times when Pat, his enthusiasm, can be an entertaining aspect of things. But in terms of the consistency and the chemistry he's built with all variety of commentators there, Corey Graves is really, really good.
He is. And one thing that Pat does not do very well, because I don't think he doesn't keep up with the product, I don't think, obviously, as much as Corey or any other commentators. So sometimes he's not aware exactly of what the story is or where it's going.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And he'll like literally say, I don't have an example off the top of my head, but he'd be like, what does this mean? Well, we know what it means as the audience, because we watch the show every week,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know. Well, yeah, if it's a situation where he takes over NXT and drops a pipe bomb, then yeah, obviously this is going to be a work. Obviously.
But like, dude, it's been, I think, over 10 years now that he, was dealt a bad hand, had to retire, and really committed himself to the commentary thing. That's 10 years you've been doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And now you got torpedoed because they want Pat McAfee there.
Yeah.
If that is the situation, his frustration is 1,000% understandable.
Oh yeah.
But it remains to be seen. You hate to see if a guy's going to go out to go out like this after this amount of time. So that's a bummer of a situation if it's the real deal. And I hope it's not. And I hope if it's not, they got something cool planned.
Yeah.
Are they in Orlando again today?
I think so.
Okay, that would make sense.
I think so.
So we'll see. Anyways, last night seemed to answer the question: did Damian Priest finally end his feud with Finn Balor? And is there anybody who needs the transfer window more than Damian Priest at this point?
Oh gosh, you got that right, buddy.
I think this dude needs to go to SmackDown. I thought the street fight was a ton of fun last night.
Yeah, it was.
And especially, Finn Balor being stretchered out, and then Priest basically ripping him from everybody's hands and like rolling the stretcher down to the ring, and Finn flipping into it because of that, or rolling into it because of that. And then there's still, even after the overbooking, there was still a bunch more match. The big spot with the tables.
The Falcon Arrow off the auditorium. Holy shit.
That was awesome. That was crazy good. So once again, you listen to Finn, you eat the pin. But the match itself was a lot of fun. There was also some more teases I thought they were going to go further with some Judgment Day breakup stuff, but we had Judgment Day backstage before the match, or early in the show, I should say. And Liv and Raquel walk up. Finn was saying, hey, I was just saying how sure I was you'd be champion again, because Liv's like, hey, you guys talking about me? And Liv says, it wasn't just about champion, but taking everything from Rhea. Dom walks in with roses because last week, of course, he tried to curry favor with Rhea before he got kicked in the dick. Says, look, that wasn't what it looked like. And Liv says, oh, I'm not mad, not at all, but go grab my bags and Raquel's too. Also have a valet ready, being very sarcastic with him. Throws the flowers back at him, or throws them to Carlito, I should say. And Dom's like, I don't think she's mad at all. And Finn's like, oh, you got a lot to learn. But tonight, I put an end to Priest for good. Then we take back our tag titles. And JD's like, yeah, I'm going to go get us that match. And then, let's see here. I'm trying to think of I'm trying to see anything here that matters, because some of this was like during the commercial break stuff.
Yeah. I mean, they had the video package.
Yeah, I mean, the bottom line is, it was all a bunch of fluff leading up to the match. And the match was really, really good. And in the end, Damian Priest hits a South of Heaven after saying, I'm not my brother's keeper, to Finn, which was very dramatic.
It is.
So, what now?
I think a move to SmackDown to be advisable.
Yeah. For Priest, yeah.
But still, I don't know to do what. He's not going to be challenging for the Undisputed title there.
I think I'll just throw this out there. If you want to try to go the heel route with the Wyatt Six, they could start being disingenuous about, oh, you and your family had a falling out. And Priest's like, that ain't my fault. They turned on me. And they could still come after him. I mean, I don't know. I'm looking for stuff. It's hard to tell without the transfer window really being firm yet.
Yeah.
But a change of scenery, I feel like, really needs to happen for Damian Priest, or a heel turn. But I don't know if that'll really help him, to be honest with you.
No, he needs to be involved in interesting stories and good feuds.
Yeah.
But I don't see necessarily where he's going to be. Move to SmackDown, maybe feud with Nakamura.
There's Carmelo, there's Andrade. Yeah. They need to write some stories for them, though. Yeah. Because at that point, he is just sort of like U.S. title level guy.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Speaking of the Terror Twins, Rhea had a promo. She came to the ring, says, Mommy's back on top. I know it might seem like a broken record, but I want to remind those who forgot that I'm Rhea Bloody Ripley. I'm the most dominant woman in WWE, and once again, your women's world champion. Naya's music hits. She's like, I can't take this anymore. I was talking to Adam Pearce about the transfer window, but couldn't help myself. I had to bring myself out here to talk to Mommy. I came out here to let you know, and everyone else know, I'll be winning the Royal Rumble. And I'm going to take whatever title I want. Tiffy might think she's at the Tiffy top. Mommy might think she's on top. And Bailey over here, why are you even here? You would be from this dump nasty town. But everyone should know there's only one woman on top, and it's Nia Jax. So Bailey hops the guardrail. Says, come up with something else for a change. With all due respect, Mommy, this may not be my show, but it's my city. If you got something to say it to my face. She calls Nia an idiot. Nia shoves her. Ends up with Bailey hitting Nia with a running knee. After Nia and Rhea trade some headbutts.
Nia talking shit to the crowd is always funny to me.
Yeah.
She's always so surprised that they boo her.
I know Nia is a top tier shit talker.
She is. I like that stuff a lot. So yeah, more Rumble declarations.
Yep.
Evidently, during commercial break, we had some New Day stuff. I'm going to read these notes from Chris Garrick. So New Day's backstage. And I know the thing that I have to put into my routine if I'm not going to get a VPN to do this is I got to start going to the YouTube channel, because I'm pretty sure they put this stuff on their YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah. I would imagine.
So anyways, New Day's backstage. Kathy asks about when they're going to get back in the ring. And he's like, they're like, after weeks of running out of time, now you demand an answer. No, not until we address the atrocity of the New Day and Rey Mysterio. So Kofi says, I don't think you understand. We're the greatest tag team and relegated to the janitor's closet because of some locker room leader who raised a no good son. Meanwhile, me, being the best son ever, can't even get my mom to talk to me, which is great. And then Wood says, each and every one of you should be disgusted with how you treated us. To answer your question next week, careful what you wish for. Sorry, we're out of time, when Kathy goes to ask another question. So then we've got Jackie interviewing Rey Mysterio, who says, I always envisioned his true home, talking about Penta. Mm-hmm. His true home is WWE. He proved to everybody why he belongs here. She asked about the New Day. He says, Woods and Kofi run their mouths being disrespected, me being the OG in the locker room. Big E deserves all the respect. He was their heart and soul, and if I have to beat some respect in them, so be it. He says, Stone Cold's hell yeah. Mexicans have our own way of saying it. Ah, huevo. Ah, huevo.
Then Sheamus looks to end his feud against
So, they couldn't have cut time from this match.
They gave
We've
it quite a
seen
bit of
this
time.
match like 50
Several
times already.
I feel like Sheamus has won them all. Except for
It's
one.
a good match. It's
It
a
was
good
good.
match. Don't get me wrong. But, man, we've seen this match a lot of times.
Seen a lot. Anyway,
Sheamus
Sheamus
gets
wins
the
again. Evades a shot with the shillelagh. Hits a bro kick. Gets the dub. And then Braun Breaker's sitting ringside watching this match. So Sheamus goes over to Braun. They start shoving. And they have an Intercontinental title match booked for Saturday night's main event.
This has got to be the time, right?
Saturday night's main event?
Yeah, that's a big deal.
I don't know, man. They were for Mania.
This is what you got to do. This is what you got to do. Sheamus' big win happens on Saturday night's main event.
All right.
In the main event.
Oh.
So
you're going to relegate Gunther defending the World Heavyweight Championship to a mid-card position while the mid-card title main events the show.
Because part of their promo was, your name is main event, but you're not worthy of the main event. I am the main event because I belong there. But neither of them do. Sheamus main events, winning the Intercontinental Championship. Yeah, man, that's what you do. Hey, Gunther, thought you were the main event.
Oh, another crisis of confidence for Gunther. You really want to bring that back, huh?
Yes.
No.
Yes. I think that'd be amazing. Yeah, dude, this is like the 18th time these guys have fought for the Intercontinental. Just have Sheamus win the damn thing.
Yeah, probably. Maybe it's time. I don't know.
I don't know. Whatever.
I don't know. So then we find out, courtesy of Karrion Kross, after a conversation with Adam Pearce, Wyatt Six been moved to SmackDown. So Miz is out front of Adam Pearce's office. Karrion Kross exits, tells Miz about that, and says, you better not have anything to do with it. And Miz is like, no, I didn't have anything to do with it. Sammy walks up. He wants to talk to Adam Pearce. And Kross stops him and says, I heard you talking with Seth and found it interesting. The bloodline brought you together with a common cause. You were all vying for the same thing. You want to be world champion. And I can see now how this whole friendship is going to be falling apart. And Miz says, if you're worried about world championships, you don't need to be worried about Sami Zayn. And so Sammy and Miz start talking back and forth, and Kross is back in the background doing this. And it's great. It's so good.
Yeah.
So Sammy says, you've been Kross's lackey for so long. I don't think anyone is worried about you at all. And Miz says, I've been world champion twice, 2 more times than you've been. Sammy says, I got to talk to Pearce about some business, but that can wait. I'm going to get a match with you tonight. And Miz says something like, now he's our problem now. To Kross. And Kross says, our problem? Your problem.
Miz needs to stand. I'm at the point, Miz needs to stand up to this Kross guy. I love them, though. I think they're so great. Because, Miz doesn't care. This guy just shit.
Have you seen the video of Kross breaking a baseball bat with his bare hands?
No, but you've told me about it 5 times.
It's something else. He does like a knee bar to a baseball bat and cracks it in half.
Well, Miz is a multiple-time Grand Slam champion, whatever that means.
The crazy thing he says is that breaking a leg is easier than breaking a baseball bat.
Yeah, I know. You've told me that a bunch of times.
It's crazy.
That is
that same thing.
I'll be honest, it's pretty crazy. That is, humans are very tough. But yeah, I don't know. And then they had that match, Miz versus Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn won with the Blue Thunder Bomb.
It's the second time that's happened, I believe.
Yeah, that is the only second time it's happened. And Michael Cole marked out for it, too. It's great.
He did.
He hit a haluva kick.
With the haluva kick. He made the point of winning with the Blue Thunder Bomb.
Yeah, he got the haluva kick, and then he got him for the Blue Thunder Bomb. I hope that happens more often, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Got bring back that turnbuckle brainbuster.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine that 3-move combo: haluva kick, Blue Thunder Bomb,
okay,
brainbuster on the turnbuckle.
Well, yeah, the thing is, the Blue Thunder Bomb, he didn't need that. He had the haluva kick. He did that for the flair.
Yeah, but imagine you put the turnbuckle brainbuster on top of that.
That's too much flair.
Nah.
Also,
apparently during commercial break, we had Pure Fusion Collective interview. So they do a replay of Kyrie getting attacked. Sonya says, let me make something clear. When we are disrespected, it's fine. But when we do it, it's an issue. What we did to Kyrie is a preview of what 2025 holds. So Shayna follows. That was a message to everyone. We're aware the transfer window is open, and that's for anyone who wants to hop over. So not only are they putting the Raw locker room on notice, SmackDown locker room as well.
They're looking through the transfer window at SmackDown while they're like, you're on notice. How big do you think the physical transfer window is? Is it like a little bathroom window, or is it like?
No, I feel like it's probably a decent sized window.
A lot of people
like a
are going,
sliding glass door, but like a standard household window.
Yeah. Okay, all right, like 4x4.
I mean, this one here, I literally have a window in front of me. It's probably 4x3-ish. Roughly.
Okay, all right, sounds right.
So then Zoe says, whoever wins, I'm first in line for the title. Talk about the Intercontinental title and taking what is mine, shoot your shot. And then we had a Logan Paul video package, in which we don't care.
We don't need to talk about that. Before we get into our question segment of the program here, got some super chats. First up by the way, we got 760 people watching live right now. Do us a solid. Hit that thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button. Notify
Leave comments
bell.
for the VOD, too.
Leave comments on the VOD aspect of things here, because YouTube loves that. If you're listening in the audio realm, leave us a rating, review, or comment. Alan Martinez with a super chat says, I was there front row in San Jose, loved Penta.
That's great to hear.
That is great to hear. That's awesome to hear. Also, we had another one. Oh, here we go. Brian Denny, not to be confused with Brian Dennehy, says the Netflix Raw upload has the Penta promo translated. If you'd like to know what he said in Espanol, that's really cool. That's really neat stuff there.
What's your favorite Brian Dennehy role, Steve?
Oh, dude, of course. It's the one with fuck. They did two of them. Him and that other guy. God damn. Come on,
I know
man.
what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Come on. It's fuck. It's
movies, right? They're movies.
Well, his first his like a really FX.
Yes.
That's what it was. It was FX.
It was him and what's his name?
Yeah, I know. Brian Brown. Brian Brown.
Yeah.
Boy, he got old.
Yeah.
He was also, of course, in the first Rambo movie as the sheriff.
Yeah, he was really good in that.
He was really good in that. Yeah. Cocoon.
Yeah.
That's kind of all I know, to be honest. I know other ones. He was in everything back in the 80s.
Yeah, he worked a lot.
He was in everything.
Sorry to interrupt. Do we have more super chats there?
Now I'm just looking at his. Now, see,
right,
you screwed it, man. You screwed it. Now I'm just looking at his
IMDb,
his
profile.
catalog. Yeah, I wonder how many Criterion collections he's in. No, more super chats here. More super chats. Let's see here. Here we go. Oh, actually, this is a Channel Club member. DJ Chicken has been a member for 69 months.
Nice.
Says, oh man, level unlocked. It's been a hell of a ride with you, friendos. Here's the 69 more months. But more importantly, prayers up for California. Man, you and I both used to live in Los Angeles. Mm-hmm. Hearts are broken for those who lost a lot down there in the fires. And also, big appreciation and hearts up for anybody helping out with the fires down there.
Absolutely. 1,000%.
You know, it's a tremendous effort. And yeah.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking to see.
It is. It really is. I wanted to take a look at our podcast here really quick. I want to see if there's any recent reviews on the go. Here we go. Going in Raw, a pro wrestling podcast. Here we go. Let's see what these reviews have to say. I always like looking at the reviews at the stars. Golly, where are they? That's annoying. Episodes. Oh, here we go. Reviews. Oh, man. September 2nd, 2024.
That's several months ago.
It was. But here's how it starts. Best wrestling podcast.
That's awfully nice.
I've been listening to Going in Raw. You guys should change the name. For about 8 years now, maybe longer.
Was these that parentheses?
Yeah.
Okay.
These two have such great chemistry and balance. Larson being more of a critic of the product, and Steve bringing more camera audio charisma, as well as eccentricity. They've got great minds for any fan of the business to listen to. That's from Firestar. Thank you, Firestar. Well, let's see here. Oh, man.
Where's the most recent negative review? That's
here it is. Lamont Allard says, too much speculation. This is a 1-star review. These guys have bruised knees for SRS, for Sean Ross Sapp? It's pathetic. The watch people's pocket. Wait, what? The watch people's pockets, mostly the Rocks, too much. And they just need to change this show to let's talk about Dave. Wow. Apparently we talk about Dave Meltzer too much. We do that over at
It must have been a news-heavy episode.
I guess so. We don't really do a lot of those anymore, though.
No, we don't do a whole lot of news that much anymore because it's... I don't know. There's a lot of places that cover that. By the time we get to the recap, most of the, if you want the news, is out there already. So
here we go. Here's one. This is a good one. Charvict says, hella good. 5 stars.
Oh, that's kind. That's awfully nice.
My go-to podcast for wrestling content, sending loves to the fellow Sacktown boys from San Francisco. Nice. Yeah, so load up those reviews, man.
Yeah.
Load up those reviews.
Gamer Realm here says, Steve, would you guys do a Fire Relief Fund stream? I've thought about that for maybe Saturday Night Main Event, but that's something we have to talk about, so we'll see.
Yeah, let's see what is available on the site that we use. Yeah, I'm totally down for that. I think that'd be awesome.
Absolutely.
That'd be great.
Yeah. All right, cool. We'll get the ball rolling on that.
Nice.
Question time, yeah?
Question time.
All right. Dan Bickerstaff here says, now that Sammy got a pin with a Blue Thunder Bomb, what's the next move he should keep using to try to get a pin? I won't say the turnbuckle brainbuster, although that's the answer.
He should somehow try to get a pin on that move where he acts like he's going to jump out and then he just jumps in.
You mean where he does a leapfrog backwards over the other person? Yeah, if he does that into like a roll up, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
This is a tough one. This is from Sebastian Garcia. Would you rather have to begin every sentence with Ludwig Kaiser's "Duh," or end every sentence with Jey Uso's "Yeet"?
It would be, it'd be easily end every sentence with "eat" because most of the time when I talk, people tune out halfway anyways, so they wouldn't notice.
Same. Yep.
Marlon here says, can we see Obafemi challenging Gunther in the main event of a main roster show in the coming year? I think he's going to be on NXT.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
I think so too. Masto Jira here says, what is your favorite B-level pay-per-view branding as far as name, logo, and unique stage design goes? Oh, it's Great Balls of Fire.
Great Balls of Fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a great name. One of the rare Vince W's. We talked about this already. Kind of talked about that. Optimus Crime says, what do you guys think of Penta's merch?
I think it's, especially by WWE standards, pretty darn good.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
Jack Napier.
Anonymous tip.
Thank you. Penta is named after a polygon. What polygon would you name yourself after? Steve, you know what I'd do a nonagon. 9-sided polygon.
9?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Well, I mean, I would do the most. What is this?
You would do a decagon?
No.
You want to outdo me by 1?
There's 11. Oh, that's actually not a terrible idea. There's 11, which is an undecagon. And then there's a dodecagon, which is 12.
That's a mouthful, though.
Coming from Sacramento, California, dodecagon. Todos miedo. You know what that means, right? All fear.
Yeah.
Como se dice, pee my pants. Como se dice, full soil.
There we go. Oh, my goodness. Let's see. Chavon here says, Penta's debut match is probably one of the best matches I've seen since Nakamura's in NXT. Where would you rank Penta's debut match?
Man, I know people were saying that last night. Nakamura's is like the gold standard.
It really is.
That shit really was crazy good. So, man, I don't know. Like, who else has had like just killer debut matches?
You're putting me on the spot, man.
I'm sure like Tom Budgen had a really good one. Andrade's first one was probably really good. I'm trying to remember like I think Finn's was a tag match.
Yeah. Didn't he tag with Hideo Itami?
Yeah.
His first tag match? Yeah.
Kenta, yeah.
Yeah. Gosh, I have to think about that one. Kevin Owens' debut match was against C.J. Parker in NXT.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
I mean, Kevin Owens' debut match on main roster was against John Cena. It was awesome.
Night Sleep mentions Mysterio had a great WWE debut.
Oh, all right, yeah.
I don't remember that one.
Jennifer here says, correct me if I'm wrong, but hasn't it been all face wins the last 2 weeks? I understand last week with wanting to bring in casual viewers, but wasn't last night supposed to be a regular Raw besides the Women's Intercontinental title match? I found the whole episode kind of dull and predictable. Has it been all face wins? It was all face wins last week.
What did we get last night? Last night we
won.
We had Sheamus
won.
Lyra,
Sammy won.
Sammy.
Lyra won.
Damian won.
Penta won. Yeah, it was all.
Penta won.
It was all face wins.
Well, come Saturday night's main event, Gunther's going to win that one. So.
Yeah. But then if Sheamus beats Braun, Braun's not, heel, but I think in that feud, he's going to be the heel.
Yeah, he's bad enough. JOD86 here with a sub here on Twitch says, Happy New Year, lads. Is it too late for that? We're on the 14th of January.
Oh, I don't think so. I mean, like if
Is it any time in January?
I think if it's the first time you've spoken to somebody, yeah, I don't think I think it's totally cool.
What if you're into February and it's the first time you spoke to somebody?
Even then, I think that'd be
really interesting. Yeah. I would look at them like they're weird. I'd be like, what? It's February.
Really? If I had seen you said December 31st until February.
God, I could only hope. Can I get one of them years? Yeah, if you said that to me, if you were like, hey, Happy New Year, I'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Where you been? We've had episodes just sitting there. We're collecting dust.
I forgot.
You got to get these DraftKings reads in. 15 in an episode now, you big dumb.
A couple people asked this question, or similar ones. Black Sales here says, what does Jey need to do differently to not lose to Gunther third time consecutively? Maybe consider cheating.
Just a punch to the dick, man.
Yeah, distract the ref.
Yeah.
That right to the front area.
Have Jimmy come down, hold up a chair. Ref gets distracted, kick him in the dick.
Yeah.
Have Jimmy say, look, oos, and then boom. Hit him with the backwoods.
This is a good one from Griga. What is your favorite Hogan lie?
Oh, the Metallica bass player one.
That is a good one.
Yeah.
That is good. Griga says the working 400 days a year.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. Like that one, you could say if he actually meant 400 dates, like in terms of matches, okay. Almost being the bass player to Metallica is really far out.
Timing on that doesn't line up at all.
Right.
Yeah, that one. You got that. Yeah, I agree with yours. That one is something else.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Payday. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry, I thought I had one, but then I lost it. What is Payday? What now?
Payday says, what can you see being the next Styles versus Cena type dream match?
Styles versus Cena type dream match. Okay. Yeesh. I mean, it's got to involve Penta.
All right.
Penta's a huge name that came from outside WWE in the same manner as AJ Styles.
Penta versus Seth Rollins.
Oh, there you go. Seth. Yeah. No, oh, no. Sorry, Seth. That'll be, dude, honestly, that would be a huge tell about where they see Penta.
Yeah.
Because if you get the Seth Rollins rub, then, man, you're in a good position.
Yep.
My spirit animal is a Dorito says, would you rather live in a dystopian future or the Old West? Well, we're doing okay in this particular dystopian timeline, so.
I feel like it could get much worse, though. Much worse.
Yeah, it probably could, but I don't think it could get as bad as the Old West.
Oh, I don't know, man.
I do. I don't think it could get as bad as the Old West. The Old West was a pretty gnarly time, brother.
Oh, I understand.
It was a pretty gnarly time.
I understand.
Like, you'd be okay because you kind of look like a dude from the Old West. But come on, what you got to build your own house?
I mean, what better time to learn?
I mean, dystopian future, that's like RoboCop days. As long as you stay out of the, crosshairs of the law, you're good.
Even in the RoboCop dystopian future, there was still some semblance of. I mean, it depends on your definition of dystopian future. If this is, for example, like as depicted, obviously zombies aren't real, but like some sort of zombie show.
Yeah.
That's an abject disaster,
Yeah, but still, like, there's like, structures and stuff. I don't have to build anything.
Well, I mean, all right.
Well, okay, what about like Mad Max? Mad Max is more similar to like the Old West, but still, like, they've got cars. The first Mad Max movie was just kind of like in the very near future.
Yeah.
It was basically like now. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no, I know.
Things weren't really that bad.
No. I don't know. It depends how bad the dystopian future is.
Well, yeah. It does sort of depend. Like, well, what's the one that you like, Escape from New York?
No.
You would not want to live in Escape from New York.
No, he said, what's the one you like? Escape from New York. I'm like, no, I don't know if I've ever seen that movie.
Really?
Yeah. That's one of the John Carpenter movies I haven't seen.
The Kurt Russell one.
Yeah. I've not seen the whole thing, at least.
I thought you were a fan of that. Maybe that was Jeff. Maybe it was somebody else was a fan of that. What Kurt Russell movie did you really love, Larson?
Oh, I like The Thing. I like Big Trouble in Little China.
That's what you liked. Okay.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
Okay. All right. Different one then. Man, somebody I know loved that movie. Dang. No, it's not Hilton. Oh, let's see here. Zorro says, could Tony Storm end Mercedes' run as TBS champ in Australia? Nope.
I actually thought about that last night. Yeah. Not necessarily ending Mercedes' run, but at least that being Tony's match at Grand Slam.
And then what are they like? But Mariah's right there as champion.
I know. It just feels like, I don't know. Are they actually going to tell a story? Like, give it the time to tell the story that seems like they need to tell with Tony?
When you say they, who are you referring to?
I'm talking about Tony Storm.
Yeah, I know. AEW?
Because with the Mariah Tony story, they took their time with it. They didn't rush it.
Yeah, I know. But, like, they have a month.
I understand from a business perspective, it'd make all the sense in the world to have Tony win the title back at Grand Slam.
Yeah.
But that's like a month away, and I just feel like there's a lot, if Tony is a rookie, that she has to do before being in a position where she could win that title. Based on the story they're telling.
It's AEW.
I understand that, but I feel like there's certain performers within AEW that the expectations are higher, and they usually deliver. Tony Storm is one of those performers.
Man, that place is a mess, dude. I couldn't.
You got that right.
Yeah, that place is a mess. You can't expect nothing from them. I'm gonna watch that 12. I'm gonna watch that 12-man match though. I might do a watch along on Saturday for Collision.
Mental gymnastics necessary to make sense of that one.
See what's going on there. See what all the hubbub is about, Larson.
Joshua here says, how much does production play into a wrestler's presentation? A lot.
Oh, big time.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Lighting, music, pyro, all that. Yeah, absolutely.
Haven't you seen all the little behind the scenes stuff of like Triple H talking with the people who do all the stuff?
Yeah, he's directing it essentially.
And then you got to do this, and then you got to get with this, and the whole thing is like, I find it funny that you wouldn't do that. Then you got to do that, but then you got to get your jacket off, and you got to make sure that it comes off okay. Yeah, you don't want to be stuck doing this. You don't want to be doing that. Yeah. Anyways, that's a lot of the other questions that I have on the YouTube. We've already sort of discussed that stuff. So that's
we'll end on this one. There's a lot here on. Oh, sorry. There's the one that had a first time question. Let me get that.
Hey, do as many as you want over there. I'm just telling you what I got.
Martin Walker here says, first ever question: was anyone else surprised when Raw finished half an hour early?
Yeah, I marked out. I popped. I was like, yeah, new era.
Let's see. Oh, I agree with this. Andre Zimpel says, it was cool seeing on the debut episode, but is there a chance we can cut back on the drone shots a bit?
Oh, that is such a good point.
Way too many drone shots.
Two things about it. Number one, it looks like an iPhone 3. The actual quality, the fidelity is really bad. Number two, I got a pretty big, not to brag, I got a big TV in my living room, Larson. That shit was making me nauseous. It was like the Back to the Future ride, but not in a good way.
Star Tours.
Yeah.
Stephen M. Smurf Galloway asks, what do both Cody and Gunther do after they lose their respective titles? That's a good question.
Fuck, I don't know.
I feel like Gunther should lose, whenever he loses his title, he wins King of the Ring again.
Okay, well, there you go. Yeah, that's how he gets his mojo back. Cody, I don't know. Just as another...
Cody moves into part-timer status.
Cody's not going to be a part-timer for a decade. No, he'll just do his standard, like, heel of the month routine.
He'll try to do the meta thing again, see if it gets over in WWE.
Yeah, there you go. He'll start experimenting a little bit.
And then the crowd will boo him. But not in the way that he wants, you know?
Stop trying to buck the conventions of pro wrestling.
No.
It's not going to work.
Kelmiko says, in kayfabe, do GMs purposely not fully book a card?
Oh, yeah. You got to make room for movement, you know, for people. Because nobody communicates away from the show. So they get them in there. They're going to start communicating and they're going to say things they don't like. And then the matches happen.
I feel like you got to book part of it, but you can't book the whole thing for that reason.
You got to have contingency plans.
You got to give yourself some wiggle room.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let's see. Creamy Beef Tip says, who is or was more over, Punk right now, or we want Cody Rhodes? So essentially, Punk now or Cody in the lead up to beating Roman at Mania this year.
Damn it, dude. I mean, that crowd stole it from The Rock. They really did. Probably that.
It's Cody, yeah.
It's Cody, yeah. But man, that crowd did not even try to sing Seth's song after it stopped and he was in the ring staring off with CM Punk. There was like one guy, you could hear like one guy, whoa, 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 and like nobody was helping him out. Everybody was just chanting for CM Punk. Sorry, Seth.
Yeah, sorry, Seth. All right.
We're good?
Yeah, sure.
All right, well, that's going to do it for the show today. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We appreciate it. We have a pretty big crowd today, and we appreciate that. Be sure you hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment on the VOD. That all helps. Free, easy way to help going in wrong. Also, we got channel memberships. Click join. It's $5 a month, or you can go to patreon.com/Steven Larson. Got a variety of award tiers over there as well. Maggie says, I paid that guy. Money well spent to hear that one guy. He was like, he found the nearest camera mic. It was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's going to do it for the show. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We appreciate it. Tomorrow morning, we'll have our premiere for the Hot Takes episode. The Hot Takes thread is available right now. So make sure to get yours in on the community thread here at the YouTube, and maybe you'll have yours read and acknowledged and addressed on tomorrow's episode of Hot Takes. Till next time, we'll see you guys around.
Goodbye.